Folks, I'm back. Seriously? Seriously. Freaking loud.
In a jaw-dropping moment, the 100-foot
All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. Let's get to it here. Pull up the loop here, get this playing. Happy first day of Easter, folks. Or first day of spring, I mean. My bad. Um, I hope you guys understand the significance of this day. God uses the stars and the moon for seasons and for the calendar. Well, he also uses seasons as milestones, and the equinox being the first day of spring, which is the day that Jesus was crucified. He was crucified on March 21st, the first day of spring. Jesus is the spring from which all flows, right? Everything begins anew in the spring. New life comes in the spring. Jesus is the spring. He was crucified on Good Friday, March 21st. So we have victory, baby. Victory in Jesus. Okay? So here we are. Victory Day, March 21st, 2023 years later. Okay? That's basically what your dates are. Today is Victory Day, 2023 years later. Capiche? Comprende? Catorce? Understand? Okay, this is a momentous day right now. This is the anniversary. Okay? And I can't wait to see what happens 3 days from now on the 24th. That will be interesting. So let's get along with our report here. As you can see, the loop's playing, and we've had a couple of objects. And I'll mute the music there. Okay. That's fine. Okay, there's one object there. We're going to go frame by frame here like we usually do. In fact, let's start at the beginning of the loop, please. Okay, back up a few. Here we are, opening frame 036, okay? Let's get everything in line and focus for you guys. Nice and purdy like for us Hicks. All right, here we go. As we start going into the day, the 21st, Victory Day. Here's our first event right here. Excuse me. And we have a little object right here. Nice round, black, dark object, our typical object moving out. Has its little magnetic field around it. That one's kind of stealthy. It's hidden in the plasma, so. But you can see a secondary object right behind it here. And, ooh, let me go back a frame right there. And we're going to zoom in. Some of these ghost frames, not ghost frames, but where it goes bleach white like that, they capture stuff a little bit better. And here you can see, there's our object, okay? And you can see its magnetic field around it. It's a little odd shape because it's coming out at an angle, but that's its little magnetic bubble, okay? Then we'll back out of that one and proceed. Now, over here, you can see there's a bunch of plasma coming out. Here again, on this instrument, you can see we have a little dark patch right over here, which corresponds with this round object right there. Is that the frame I want? Sure, why not? Let's go in on that one. And scroll it up. Yeah, right there. There we go. Tint is a little better, but you can see here's our little core. our little dot. It's got its magnetic field around it. It's grabbing all kinds of plasma. It's making a dent in the instrument like it usually does, okay? And we're pulling back a little bit. And we're just going to methodically go through this. Boom. So, whoops. Let's pull this down a little bit better. There we go. Back up the frame. So that's where we left off. There's our object. Now, as it moves out of frame, boom, you can see it again. A couple good shots of it there. Some secondary object looks like they're trailing in the wake. Then we have this eruption over here with this little round object. Where's a good frame of it? Well, any one of these. Let's go with the last one. Yeah, I think that's the last one. Yeah, it is. Okay, we'll zoom in on that one real quick. Boom, boom, boom. And scroll up just a tad. Here's our little object right in here. Of course, you can see this one right there too. Okay, there's a splattering of these little objects. They're different sizes. They come in different shapes, sizes. They move at different speeds and stuff. So all kinds of crazy interactions with our sun. Okay, so we're zooming back out of this now. Boom, boom, boom. We'll leave it 125. Just make sure that was everything. Yep. Okay, we'll play the loop again. Let you watch. Boom. 1, 2. Another 1, 2. Another 1, 2. Hello, sweet Jenna. Good to see people in the chat there. Some good friends from a while ago. All right, so here's our sun having multiple objects, 3 different events, each with 2 objects. So God works in threes, and this is the 2.0, Exodus 2.0, so there's 3 sets of 2. Okay. All right, so now, did we want to see stereo A? Stereo A captured a little bit, but not worthy, not really worth it. We already saw. So let's go over to this instrument now. Oh yeah, check out our valley today. Funny how these are different heights, different intensities. If this is still the Earth, eclipsing the satellite, why are there different intensities? I know exactly what's going on at this time of day, because it happens to me every single day. This is the 21st day in a row that this has been happening to me. Okay? I know their instrumentation is turned off, and we're going to go deeper here. Come on, show deeper. Show your work. Can't just come up with the answer without showing your work, so we'll show us your work. All right, here we go. Get this little thing out of the way. We're still missing our GOES 16 line, the red line. Okay, that's the main one that we usually like to look at, so it's missing, but all the other ones are there that aren't showing our big dip. It would be probably right around, well, it should be right around here, but according to these other short and long waves from GOES 18, the GOES 16 satellite, its short is still recording, so the satellite's not down. Okay, they're just not reporting on the 16 long. For good reason, because when you do, it shows shit like this. Okay, I know exactly what's happening, and I'm going to be interested to see when this eclipse season, quote, is over, and we still keep getting readings like this. Then they're going to have some splaining to do, which they never explain nothing. So that's why I'm here. Do some splaining for you. Actually, before we go over to the Schumann, I want to take a little peek at our tracker here. So we're going to back out and come down here. Oh, my goodness. Something I want to talk about now. I usually don't report on coronal holes too much, okay? But this, how do I say this? This is a serious problem with the sun. Okay, how do I put this? Much like the Son of the Father has a hole in his heart. Okay, this is a hole in the heart of the Son. The Son has a hole in its heart. Okay, it's not good. The solar wind stream that's going to come out of this is going to hit the Earth. Okay, much like a CME would. Okay, but it's going to be a longer duration impact. All right, which we cannot handle anymore. This is bad news. That's why I don't like to report on it, but this one is a gaping hole. He took a shotgun blast to the heart, okay? And it's just bleeding. It's just pouring out solar wind. We're gonna see some fast solar winds coming here really soon. Auroras, all kinds of stuff. CMEs at the same time. I'm trying to tell you guys there's something wrong with the sun, okay? These objects they're tearing the sun a new a-hole, okay? And here's the new hole, okay? Now let's go over to the tracker. And stick around for the gem tonight, because it's another one of the urgent messages from God that I'm duty bound to report. So as soon as this thing fails us, then we can move on. Come on, update. Show us the CME. And just a little something going out that way. It doesn't matter. The objects actually are all coming towards Earth for a reason. They're not heading away. They're coming. Every entity from across the universe is all coming to Earth to witness God's grand finale, we'll say. Okay? I think you all know it's coming. You guys better get ready. This ain't a joke. Alright, so there's our failed tracker, small CME. Now we can move on to the Schumann. Actually, I want to back out of that. I want you guys to look for this hole on the heart, or this hole in the sun for a minute. Whoops. Okay. Not good. Not good at all. I'm very concerned what's going to happen. Geomagnetic storm watch for when? March 24th, 2023. I'm telling you guys, this date, it's not only my birthday, but something's going to happen on this date. I have a feeling. I'm not sure what is going to happen, but it is Easter. This is Easter. I don't care what man says. It's second Sunday after a full moon when a fart falls out of God's ass. No, 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 no. There are seasons and times and dates for a reason. They mark the season. Jesus was crucified on the 21st of March, the first day of spring. That's why there is spring, because he died. All right? He rose 3 days later. If you add 21 plus 3, you get March 24th. Okay? Trying to spell it out for you gently. So let's get away from this hole in my heart, in the sun's heart. Go look at go check my EKG. Yep, heart attack, major heart attack, but still alive and kicking, man. How does he do it? I don't know. God's got, I guess I'm stronger than I thought. Jesus really is real. He gives you strength, folks. I'm a walking example, a living example of it. All right, here's our Schumann, nice and quiet. We got a nice solid 7.83 hertz. Breathe a sigh of relief there, because we don't need any more screeching of the brakes. We don't want any more CME impacts, but we got that solar wind impact coming. Plus, we also have more CME impacts on the way. They just aren't on the tracker. While we're thinking about that, before I forget, I've been forgetting to do a 3-day stretch update. Let's do some math here. Tomorrow will be the 22nd. 22nd minus 3 put us on the 19th. Let's see what happened on the 19th and what we are to expect tomorrow. This big old blast right here, the tail end of this. So whatever this was will be hitting early on tomorrow. Come on. Yes, the grand finale. And the way things are lining up and the events, how they're unfolding, I could see it happening possibly in 3 days from now. I pray I'm wrong. I pray I have a nice birthday and not die. Okay, this thing is taking forever to load up. Okay, there we go. So we had this big blast over here. And this one, oh shit, are you kidding me? All right. Let's just go frame by frame. So this one we're going to go look up too. I'm going to go back a day before because that one's going to hit early tomorrow, or probably right about now. I just need to check this one real quick. Sorry, I'm doing it frame by frame. Boom, 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 boom. There's the object right there, and that one. That's got a lot of plasma with it. You guys look at how all this plasma is still on fire, and way out here it's still glowing. That's a lot. That's a lot of energy headed our way. Oh dear. Okay, so we saw that. I need to go back one more day while we're here. That was the 19th. I want to catch the tail end of the 18th because that would be what's happening right now. Oh, look, that's right. This was this day. Okay, we're almost there. It's almost done loading up. Sorry, I do different reports than everybody else does. That's why you're here. Okay, oh, really? So, I wanted to check out the tail end of this event right here at the tail end right there. Okay, in this you can see our object. Right there, see these dark spots right there? Bam, that's the little core. You can see all the plasma around it. Actually, that was coming in okay like that, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. There seems to be two of them right next to each other. They're all wrapped, surrounded with plasma. You can see this big magnetic field. There's probably another one, or well, I don't know. It's hard to tell on that one, but let's keep progressing here. Okay, you can see this one. It's clear as a bell. It's all wrapped in plasma. Well, there's something out here causing this dent. So there's multiple of them. Phew. Okay, so this event right here is what's going to be hitting us right now and into tomorrow. Okay, something that hit us today. Let's go. What was this event? And look at all this plasma right here. Or black it out. See how it's still all glowing and on fire way out here, way past the sun? You can see it still all streaking right here. When you see these like white blotchy patches of fire way out here, that's a lot of plasma. And then a third event right there. There's an object. Okay, so that is what we're got hit with today and currently through tonight and into tomorrow. Okay, so everybody hold on, brace for impact. I mean, you might be losing power, you might be losing internet, who knows? But volcanoes are going off already, earthquakes are going off already, and we'll touch base on those too here in a minute. Now that I did that, now we can go over to the Schumann. Oh, we did the Schumann. What was this one? This one, oh, stereo A. Might as well while we're here. It doesn't show much. Here we are. Let's back up just a tad bit more. So here's our date and time. Get this in there. There we go. It's March 21st, Victory Day, opening frame. Okay. Here we have this event coming up over here. That's the one we watched on the other satellite. Here we have this one. Now, what's important about stereo A is the trajectory compared to the trajectory on the other one. The difference between the two angles, the variations, can tell us roughly what direction these are going, and these are earthbound. Everything's earthbound right now because, well, because of the day, the time we're in, the season, spring. We should all rejoice. We should all rejoice that we're in spring now. Okay, so yeah, stereo A didn't have crap there. All right, let's move on over to the null school. I was looking at this earlier. First of all, I'm going to come to the top of the world, the northern polar vortex. Okay, now let's get it centered where you guys can. Let's pull it more like this. There we go. Okay. Now you can see we have our split polar vortex still. Okay. This one seems to be weakening. This one is definitely the dominant one. You can see all the energy down here in the red. Everything's pretty much rotating around this. This one is actually bending and turning right here and bleeding off into the flow of the bigger one. So let's go to this little bleed off. Okay, see the vortex is rotating this way, but do you see how it rips apart and turns direction and gets sucked into this one? This one is the feeder for this big one right here is already starting to destroy this one, okay? And that's the one, that's the weaker one, is the one that's over North America, okay? So when we watch this backward flow, see how it's causing this dam right here? The flow wants to go this way. It hits the flow going the opposite way, and we have this convergence area, okay? And that's right over Great Lake area, right? Here's our southerly flow. This is still cold air from the north mixing with moist air out over the ocean instead of over Texas and the mid states here. Now it's happening off the coast. The weather is like shifted back this way a little bit. So now we got this mixture, this hot cocktail coming together and really slamming Baja California right now. So anyways, this is the weaker of the vortexes. It's positioned over the North America, causing a little dam effect here that we'll see. I'll show you effects of that later in the weather. Something else I want to do here. Let's pull back out a little bit. Okay, so northern vortex, split vortex dying right over the Americas. So our split vortex is dying right over the Hudson Bay, just off the Hudson Bay there. Okay, and then let's drop down a little bit to the upper level jet. Need something to sip on. Okay, look at this nightmare right here. This is not a good setup. All right, you guys. You can believe whatever weather man wants to tell you or whatever. I'm telling you, you can look with your own eyes. That is not a good setup. Again, like I described, our cold air is coming down out of Alaska, mixing with this. Look, here's Hawaii right here. Can you guys see this? All right, I'm going to take the winds away. Here's Hawaii. This is all tropical, subtropical moisture being fed where? Boom. Mixing with what? Boom. watch out for tornadoes and water spouts off the coast here, coming on land and ripping this place a new a-hole. It's just going to start directing storms. This mixture, the way it blends together right here off the coast, is concerning, very concerning, and especially how it's being fed right across the midsection of the country, and just it's like a bullseye. It's just like the fire hose is being aimed right at the chest or something. Okay. So we'll take the winds away again. You can see America, get a reference, put the winds back in there, and booyah. We're going to have some storms, okay? While we're here, why not? We got to do a little bit of chemistry. We're going to look at our SO2. Excuse me. I'll continue to do this because it's important. Even though we're still kind of in the same situation here, this is just bleeding profusely. I mean, this is just hemorrhaging SO2 like a MFer. I'm trying not to cuss. I really not a cussing guy, and it wants to come out of me some reason. This half of the nation is screwed, okay? Look at all this. This half of the nation is doing a lot better. It was spreading for a while. It looks to have dissipated a little bit. We do have our little hot spots like Salt Lake City. Okay? And let me zoom in so you get the lake, okay? There's the lake, Salt Lake, right off of this little point right here. This is actually shifted. It used to be right off of this little point. It's moved north and kind of spread this way a little bit more. So you people in Salt Lake City, just outside of there, you guys got sulfur dioxide seeping from the ground. That's coming up from underneath because of lava rising up to the underside of the crust. Now we're going to go over to the bay. And it still has this spot. It's not as intense anymore, which seems to be breathing a sigh of relief, but we still have pressure right over the North Bay here, okay? A lot of people in this area. Yesterday it had spread up to Sacramento area. I think we're seeing a receding of the pressure because of no screeches, no absorptions on the Schumann, because when the Schumann absorbs, we get the screeches. The screeches cause the harmonic tremors. Harmonic tremors cause earthquakes. The expanding of the core pushes the pressure of this gas out more. So when we breathe a sigh of relief, you can see it on this map. You can see that this spot has lessened in intensity. Okay. Oh, we're not done here yet. So let's back out of the Bay Area. They're breathing a sigh of relief. Hopefully, let's go over here to somebody I'm extremely mad at. And see how their ass is getting handed to them. All of a sudden, there has shifted now. This China was having a bunch, and wait a second. Yeah, I'm looking up in Russia. My bad. Yeah, China right here, still hot, on fire. That place is going to pop. And for good reason. They're not the best. I'll dodge that subject. Try to. Here we have Europe. Europe is still in trouble, okay? They got plenty of SO2 coming out of the ground there too. Turkey right here, the bad boys, these guys are in hot water with God. Let me just tell you that much. He ain't too happy about all our tax dollars being ripped off and laundered by Ukraine, who sells the weapons we supply to these assholes over here who are just making out like bandits. Well, they ain't making out like bandits anymore. That's for sure. That shit's coming to an end. Anyways, let's move on. Saudi Arabia, a couple of traders there too. They'll be paying the price. You're looking at countries that are non-believers that believe in other faiths other than Christianity being punished for their deeds, and it I mean, does it scream any louder? Does it scream? Does God's signs scream any louder than this nation being divided in half? Half of it hemorrhaging. It's going to bleed out, and lava is just going to start spewing out next. Okay? I don't know about people that live on this side of the country. Here, let's just zoom in for you guys over here, because I don't report on this enough. There's no states or anything, but here's some rivers, and let me give you some reference points. This would be the Mississippi coming down right here, the Ohio connecting right here. This comes out of West Virginia, I believe. So, give you a little reference. You guys can make out the coast here, right? So you can come inland and find your state. Let me back out just a tad bit so we can squeeze everybody in one frame. Florida's not too bad, so we're going to put them out of the frame. I'm going to focus on this part for a little bit. All right? This is not good. This is not good for everybody that's this side of that line. You know what? There's no safe spot on this planet anymore. There is no safe place on this planet anymore. You can't go underground. You can't escape out into space. You're stuck here, and you're stuck with this. Anyway, I'm going to pull back out of that and continue around the world, because we got other people that I care about that need a report. Mexico, some good people I love down in here. Even though they invaded our country, they're God-fearing Christians. They're having their issues, but it seems to be dwindling to Jamaica. Poor Jamaica has just been this one big hot spot the whole time. Cuba's spewing some too. Let's go up to Venezuela. Okay, they have volcanoes in Colombia. All volcanoes are starting to become active again, you guys. So, especially with these new inbound waves coming from the sun. Okay, these objects. We're getting close, folks. We might make it another year. Who knows? There's no set time or day, but I could tell you what day it could possibly happen. Birthday deathbed. Hope you guys are enjoying my reports, because this might be one of the last few here. Okay, for my brothers over in Hawaii, over in Oahu here, I'm deeply concerned about this, okay? No active volcano going on right now, no earthquakes, but they are, a lot of pressure is being released at this spot instead of at the other volcanoes, okay? There's not much going on here at the Big Island. This is where most of the activity is on the Big Island, and kind of quiet as far as SO2 coming out, all right? It's Oahu. That's where the main population is. That's where the airport is. This is the hub of the world, basically. If you look at the Pacific Ocean as one big bicycle wheel with all the spokes pointing into the middle, this is the hub of the wheel right there. And we don't want that going down, okay? So people on Oahu, my fellow surfers, whoops, what am I doing? My fellow surfers, hang in there, and just stay alert, okay? Anybody else? Aussies are great people. Oh my God, have you ever, Australians and New Zealanders are so laid back and easygoing. Oh, good eye, mate. Yeah. Oh, how could you hate somebody that says cunt all the time, huh? All right, let's get into Java here. All right. Java. We got volcanoes going off on Java. Mariapi's going off. It's spewing just this one huge bar of sulfur dioxide, okay? this whole island could possibly more volcanoes going off, more earthquakes. Watch out for maybe a quake off the coast here, sending tsunamis in. I'm really concerned about an Krakatau going off because that one last time, just a lot of volatility right now, okay? Kind of like my life. This is a big representation of my life. All right. Cool. We're done. Oh, no, we're not. He says we got to check out the other sulfur. Now we're in deep shit. This is sulfur quad oxide, okay? SO4. I call it quad oxide because that way it makes it easier for you guys to understand chemistry. It has 4 oxygen molecules. Okay, now the problem with this gas is it's all over the place, right? It comes from the ground and it comes from man also, right? These plumes can be indicators of leakage in the ground, like we're seeing this half of the country, right? Not only sulfur dioxide, but sulfur quad oxide spewing from this half of the country, right? We got these a-holes over here, and look at them. They're spewing a bunch too, okay? The problem with this gas is whether it's natural or man-made, the problem is when it mixes with the water vapor in the air or water anywhere in the ocean, any kind of water, any H2O, because when you add H2O, let me pull up the chemical again right here. See SO4 right here? Okay? Never mind the EX. That stands for extra close or whatever, optical thickness or whatever, okay? So, SO4. When you add H2O plus SO4, you get a compound called H2SO4, which is commonly known as sulfuric acid. Okay? Sulfuric acid. Okay? Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Okay? All around the world. Okay? The whiter the plume, the more intense it is. Look, you come over to the little graph, see the white on this chart? The dark area is nothing, then it gets to green, and it intensifies to white. Okay? So, as we see our color band, pull back. There we go. And let's start cruising around the world and look at all the sulfuric acid in our atmosphere, okay? And the volcanoes have just begun. This is going to get way worse when we have multiple. We got 47 volcanoes that are active right now, okay? The most in recorded modern history. It's only going to continue to get worse. So, I think it's making my cat sick in the background. All right. Enough of that. On to some better news. What am I doing here? Get out of there. So let's come over and check out some earthquakes, huh? You guys down to see some earthquakes? My cat isn't. You okay over there, buddy? Oh, we just had a 5.6 in Japan. Let's go take a peek at this real quick. I'm going to do a report on California. I want to take a peek at this 5.6 in Japan right here. Oh boy. This is right off the coast of Fukushima, folks. Okay. This is not far from where the big quake hit on March 11th. A couple of years back. Remember that one? So we have 5.6 here, and its depth is 35.4. I sure hope that's not a pre-quake to anything else. Let's look around here. This one's right on the fault. We're right close to it. What is this? A 4.2 at Japan. And that's a deep one. That's at 342. It's not a total deep one, but that's down at the level that we're It's just right at the top of the level that I'm concerned about. So this is at the this is the top of like the Ionosphere. I can't even say it right now. Anyways, so it's a semi-deep quake. This, what time did that one happen compared to the other one? This was 2019 UTC 2019. Whoops, 2019, and this one is. So this one was first. This deeper quake may have caused this quake right here, which is good. A 5.6, I'll take that. I'll take a 5.6 instead of something bigger. So that's interesting. Let's see what this lower one was here too. I got to check this real quick. That's a 4.7 at 35. So these, let's see. That one was first. This one was first. It caused that one and then this one. So this one was first, the deep one. This is a reactionary one just further down the fault from it right here. And then we had pressure goes out 360 degrees. So this one first and then one north of it. You see something over here, out here, maybe something on this fault here. There's pressure's going to be, goes out in a ring, in a circular ring from this point outward. So, and it'll go to the weakest spots like the, the fault lines or whatever. So we got some pressure right around here at Japan that we got to keep an eye on. And then something happened over here today. Yeah, 6.5 in Afghanistan. Ooh, now the depth of this one is 187 kilometers. Now this one is, how do I put this? It's above the deep layer, and it's in the middle of the, like the crust layer that we're dealing with here. Okay, so this is like in the middle of the crust. Not good, because it's going to push stuff in a circular fashion out. There's going to be residual quakes following, these fault lines. I bet you all of you know of Dutch Sense. He does a fine job at reporting on this. He knows exactly how this works, and he'll agree with me that you got to watch these fault lines, and this pressure is going to come out in a circular fashion. So this is going to induce more quakes. I wouldn't be surprised if this may have caused something deeper to initiate this little series over here. Okay, it's just interesting the lineup and how it's kind of you can see all through this zone right here. Let's go and just tab it deeper. Sorry, I'm going to do a little earthquake report all of a sudden here, because I don't like what I see here. Well, actually, it's not too bad. Get just right here. Okay. This spread out pattern of these earthquakes, all similar size. They're all about the same size. Let's just go through them. 4.8, 4.9, 4.5, 4.4. Yeah, so mid-4s to almost 4.8 and 4.9. Okay, this is all pressure being released. I'm going to check the time from this one again. This was, sorry, I got to do a little homework here real quick. 2019 again. 2019. And then this one is 7. So, all right, well, so a few of these happened before this deep one up here. This deep one caused these two. This one right here, my finger is. This one caused these outside two. One down here. The other ones were earlier, before this deep quake. So we had a little release of stress here. The deep quake, which caused these two and these. Okay. What's going on over here real quick? 4.7 at Vanuatu. This is another hot spot. You all heard Vanuatu plenty of times right now, okay? probably never even heard of it before all these earthquakes started striking there. But as you know very well from watching Dutch, it's right on this corner of this fault line right here. Am I getting color or not? What's going on here? All right. Are the people still here? Oh, darn. What are you guys still doing here? Don't you know it's like 2 in the morning? Get life, man. No, I'm joking. All right, so back to the fault. What's the depth on this one? Oh, it's a shallow one. Okay, good, because we don't want to see a deep quake here, because that'll cause more deep quake or more quakes along this area. So that one's not too bad. That's a 4.7 at Vanuatu. But okay, now let's get back to business over here on the West Coast, because okay, there's nothing right here at the Coast place right now, which is good. But I need to. Where's the tool for this one? Magnitude 4.5. 1 day. No. I'm going to do this one real quick. Okay. Just real quick. How do I back out? There we go. All right. See all these quakes that are right around this little plate area? This is having some activity in the last few days. These are the ones I was reporting on last night or something. What's this one right here? Okay, good. Never mind. Anyways, we had this big quake right here, the 6.8, all right? This is at a depth of 65. It's concerning because it puts a lot of pressure right on this area. It's relieved a lot of pressure, but it also causes stuff to shift and activity to shift into that plate. Okay, and I don't want any activity happening in this plate right here because it transfers north like this, okay, and then it hits the San Andreas, okay, and I'd rather hit any other fault in the world than this one, but for certain reasons it's happening here, and I think we might have an idea why those reasons are. This quake up here at the top of California, right here on this little point, all right, this is where our Juan de Fuca and the plates all come together in a three-way section. You see that right there? This is a pressure point. When you see quakes in this region right here, okay, it's right there. It's right outside this region. It's right there on the coast where there's a weak spot. I was telling you about weak spots on the coast. Again, this was the 4.5 at a depth of 18, so it's a pretty shallow quake. It's just under the beach right here. There's like a shelf that drops down, right? So it's on that wall of that shelf, okay? So quakes like this along the coast, along these walls, these embankments that drop down into the water, if you get a good enough quake right in a weak spot, it could cause a lot of that wet sand in here to slough and fall away. And when it sloughs and falls away, it can create a stealth tsunami that will travel across the world and hit somewhere else. And they'll never even know what happened because there was what they call like an underwater landslide that could be induced by an earthquake in these little zones right here, the weak zones, where the water is saturating the sand in that area. Okay. Was that it, Lord? Was that all we had to say about this? No. Okay. A lot of this pressure is being delivered down this fault as well. So you people in Chile and South America, prepare for more, okay? This is good, these little small quakes popping off like this, relieving pressure. But if we don't get enough of that, you get activity like this, 6.8, okay? That is so close to a 7, you guys. And we're going to start seeing 7 activity and greater, all right? These numbers are going to start climbing here. No, it's not funny at all. That's what I've been being told in the spiritual realm about the birthday deathbed thing. It's in a song too. They're singing my tune. Yeah, they sing all about me and then they tell me I'm about to die on my birthday deathbed. And It's happened before, so why not happen again? All right, focus, Brian. Get back to the report. Earthquakes, we're done. Are we done? Or do we cover what I want to cover? Oh, this this one here in Turkey, or oh, that's Iran. Oh, congratulations, Iran. You guys and Iraq, right on the right on this fault, right on their border. There's a fault right on their border, and it's just inside there. That's God's little calling card right there. I can tell. Anyways, all this stuff is happening for a reason. You know, this is not man doing the weather changes. This is God hard at work. Oh, this is the one I wanted to report on. So we're going to come over here to the North Atlantic Ridge because this is the part that takes a lot of the stress, right? There's actually mass coming up through this crack and forming a ridge, a mountain ridge, okay? This is where the crust separates and comes apart, where plates come together and slam together. This is where plates separate and come apart. Now, we want to come into this because look what's going on over here, okay? Boom. That's a 5.0 on the North Atlantic Ridge with another 5.0 and a 4.9. Now, these should all be the same quake, but they're not. This 4.9 was at 1341 UTC. This quake was at 1349 UTC. These are two separate quakes. This one's 1349. Let's come over to this one. It's 1346. This one happened 3 minutes before this one. All of these happened within, what did I say? 1 minute? From 41. Between this one, between the first one and the last one, 8 minutes. So we had a small earthquake swarm of 5.0s, 4.9. Well, that's a 5.0. We had three 5.0s right there within 8 minutes. Okay? Did you guys watch the times with me down there? Were you paying attention? Because I wasn't lying. I'm reading the right times. All three of these earthquakes happened on the North Atlantic Ridge within 8 minutes of each other. That's not one quake. They're three separate quakes. And when you back out, let's take this, close this off, right? And when you back out and you look at the map, oh, it looks just like one little old quake, like it's nothing. Right in the middle of the North Atlantic Ridge, that's like right in the hub. That's like right the hub of Hawaii over here. That's the hub of the Atlantic. The North Atlantic Ridge, you guys, had three 5.0s in 8 minutes. Nothing to see here. Okay, next report. Thank you, God, for... I thought we were finished, but you were right. We weren't. And there's stuff going on in Canada, but we're done with that. Now we're getting to our forecast. And what the hell are you guys still doing here? Don't you know it's like friggin' 3 in the morning? You guys are brave. Either that or you can't sleep like me. All right. I'm just going to start the loop. Let it play. I'm going to go have a quick smoke. I'll be right back. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Oh. Happy birthday, Walking Dead man. Happy birthday to you. Not many more. Oh. Are you guys watching your part of the country? Okay. All right. I guess I should have taken longer, but I gotta get this over with. Okay, let's pull this up. About there for my audience. Okay. Oh, I gotta scroll down to access the buttons. There we go. So, starting right here. Back one frame. Yeah, okay. Current conditions right now. West Coast is getting slammed with another snowstorm. Did you guys pay attention to the opening? Do you think that they can afford more snow? I'm. Oh, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. It's coming up here in 3 days, so everybody pray for me, okay? Back to this though. So you saw the opening. If you didn't, go back and watch the opening. There's serious snow issues going on, okay? Life and death snow issues now. This is no longer a game anymore. All right? So as we progress forward, you're going to be watching more people dying. I hope not, but they're just not getting it. So this storm moves through the West Coast. As this low moves out, it's bringing icing to this area, rain to this area, snow up in Canada. We're at the 22nd. Now as we get closer here, here's the 23rd, 5 a.m., and that rain moves out. Now, this is 5 p.m. Pacific time on the 23rd, okay? Here comes this tail effect from this storm, whipping up a last little bit of moisture in its tail right here, okay? You're going to have a little series of thunderstorms, an outbreak of tornadoes possibly. Okay, and now as we start to march in to March 24th, we have another system coming into the West Coast as we're having this this tail effect here, these thunderstorms trailing. And it gets really nasty in this area, okay? I want everybody in this area to be on high alert, okay? If you can, get out of there. Go visit a friend in another state. I don't know, call in sick to work, whatever you might need to do to stay alive, okay? It's no longer an excuse to, I got a flat tire driving to work or something. No. Sorry, I'm not coming in today because I don't feel like dying, all right? Because look at this next. This is 11 p.m. March 24th, 11 p.m. Pacific time. This is going to be 1 in the morning, 12 o'clock, midnight in this area. Okay, all these people are going to be asleep. This is not going to turn out well. Okay, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the pressure on this is concerning too. This is like almost like forming a little miniature land hurricane type thing, where it's going to whip up these thunderstorms and turn into this little land hurricane with icing, with snow. It's small, but it's really powerful. It's got lots of millibars. It's a really deep low at 986 right there. Here it was 991. Back here it was they didn't have it. It's not 835, probably 935. But 991, then it drops to 986, okay? So this is a dangerous low pressure system. And you can see how tightly wrapped it is with its nice comma tail and everything. It's going to be like a derecho possibly with high winds. See how tight these millibars are? Those are high winds, okay? Lots of wind coming with this storm, knocking power out, icing knocking power out. As you guys probably don't even have power anymore, so they're losing power in Washington, D.C. Get it? All right, then it just rapes the East Coast like a nor'easter, and that was March 24th. Into the 26th, okay? Now we're into the 26th. With more coming in to the west coast from that atmospheric river. And I showed you, we get more snow on top of what I showed you already. Then another storm after that. This is not good for the west coast. I mean, we need the water, but it's also life-threatening and dangerous, okay? So I'm going to back up a frame too. This low up here, watch it form. Boom, boom. It has icing clear back in here in Nebraska. And it turns into quite the monster right here. And that's on March 30th. Okay? And just the East Coast, you guys are paying the price for what you've done. Anyways, here we are, March 31st, with another storm coming into the West Coast. Firing up another tail off of this one. Look at this coming up. This low grabs it. It turns the icing in the north again right here. With more possibilities for thunderstorms in that thing. See it turn into this giant comma. Look at the size of this. Okay, these storms are the size of the country, if not bigger. Okay? It's way up here in Canada and way down here in Mexico. If you turn that this way, 90 degrees, it would go from one coast to the other. These storms are huge. We're no longer in Kansas, Toto. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, we're no longer in Kansas, Toto. Then we get a little break. Here's where the whole country, well, a little bit of break, some rain for Texas around April 3rd. Now this is where the model is accurate. Okay, so this isn't set in stone, but this is a pretty good idea of what to expect. Okay, and then as we get into April 3rd, lots of moisture down the south. Right off the coast of Texas here, April 5th. And that's, nope, a couple more frames. Something hitting the northwest here a little bit. This popping up and going into, all right, that's the last frame. This is way out there. That's 16 days out, so we won't worry about that for now. But let me put this back into motion real quick. And it's storm after storm after storm after storm, tornadoes. Another little outbreak, another storm. It comes in, causes this. Picks up more, causes another big one. So no matter where you live, it's on, baby. Springtime has sprung, and God's doing a nice little display for everybody. What was next? Okay, I guess we're off to the gym. You know what? Before we do tonight's gym, I'm going to take one more drag here real quick. I'll let you guys look at this for another minute. Just because it's so important. Let me get your time and dates in there too, because these times are Pacific time, so you can do the math for where you live, okay? But time and dates up here, and let me get the blue bar in there too. Okay, you can see this blue bar where we are on the 16 days, okay? You'll know when it starts over, okay? I'm going to step away for just a sec. I'll be right back. My neighbor was giving a shit. You still got your Christmas lights up? I said, no, they're Easter lights. And she didn't get it. I guess she doesn't understand the story, so. Okay, well, we are looking at quite a busy next 2 weeks, okay, you guys? So, you know what to do. Brace for impact, stock up, do what you got to do. Evacuate certain areas if you're in high-risk area. If you're up in the Sierras, it's time to just give up and get out, you know? Wait till the spring thaw or something. Okay, so now we are off to tonight's gem. And how are we going to do this, Lord? No. Oh, that's right. How do I do this, Lord? He wants it a certain way, so just bear with me here. All right. Before I even do this, this is just some gamer channel, okay? Fair use disclaimer. I'm not using this for monetary purposes. There's actually teaching tools or whatever. It's for educational purposes. All right, Lord, this is how we do it. Oh. Hang on. Yeah, you all seen this movie, right? Okay. Where's my music? Whoopsie. We got music still playing in the background. Let's kill that music. Nope, killed the wrong one. There we go. Pull up the next one. My bad. Bear with me. It'll be worth it. This is what the big guy wants, so I'm doing what he wants. Whether you guys like it or understand it or not, it's not my deal. I'm back to business. And we don't need your gay ads, please. Perverted ads. Sick. Sick society, dude. We live in a sick society. Oh, come on.
Sean. Danny, I want you to come with me right now, okay? Show me your room.
We do this like this. How do you do this now? Okay, something like this. All right, bear with me. Hang on.
Listen to me very carefully. Oh my God. Now listen to me very carefully. Oh my God. Now listen to me very carefully. Nuclear winter effects cause massive cooling.
Dyson listened while the Terminator laid it all down. Skynet, Judgment Day, the history of things to come. Judgment Day, the history of things to come. Judgment Day, the history of things to come. It's not every day that you find out you're responsible for 3 billion deaths. He took it pretty well. Responsible for 3 billion deaths. He took it pretty well. You're responsible for 3 billion deaths. He took it pretty well.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. You're judging me on things things I haven't even done yet. How are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to know? Done yet. How are we supposed to know?
Yeah. Right. How are you supposed to know? Fucking men like you built the hydrogen bomb. Fucking men like you built the hydrogen bomb. Fucking men like you built the hydrogen bomb. Men like you thought it up. I think you're so creative. You don't know what it's like to really create something, to create a life. You don't know what it's like to really create something, to create a life. You don't know what it's like to really create something, to create a life. Feel it growing inside you. All you know how to create is death. Life. Feel it growing inside you. All you know how to create is death. Life. Feel it growing inside you. All you know how to create is death.
Thank God. That's not it.
Seen above Ada County in Table Rock, Idaho. The photograph was taken by the Boise Police Department, who then uploaded it to social media, and it led to some people saying that it was a sign. After the photograph was posted, others then came forward and said that they had seen the same thing, detailing that the object was bright and in the shape of a cross. Due to the shape of the object, some said that it could have been a sign sent from above. Often when there's conflict, those affected will look to a higher power, praying that a peaceful solution is reached so that no one else will be harmed. Whether there's been a tragedy or general hardship, people will often look up for answers, and during many dark times people have said that they've seen or encountered things that will give them hope. In the darkness, there's always light somewhere, and it's for this reason that many people never truly feel alone during these dark periods. What's strange is that while looking at these objects, many have reported that they've felt an overwhelming feeling of joy, as if they've been recharged. One user said the following: "I'll tell you this, there aren't too many moments that a picture will stop me in my tracks. This one did. That cross on Table Rock has meant a lot to a lot of people over the years. I know it means a lot to me. I feel lucky to see it every morning as I drive to work on Overland." End quote. While this user said the following:
Do you feel like you're drowning in your electric bill?
Click the when you switch to solar, you can save 50.
"Some days are tough,
How funny
and it
was
can
that?
be really hard to drag myself out of the house. Seeing the cross above Table Rock really does help me. It gives me a sense that I'm not alone, and there's something bigger than what I'm going through. Many of us who live in this area are aware of the object, and I personally know many people that it's helped out. When you see it for the first time, it really is the most incredible experience. I've had people say to me that it's not real, and my response to that is, how do you explain the feelings I got when I saw this for the first time? The joy, the feeling of hope. Are those feelings also fake? I can't physically fake the experience I have when seeing the cross." End quote. Another user shared the following story. "My grandfather would wear a cross around his neck, and one particular occasion we were driving through Table Rock. He was a firefighter, and he was telling me about some old stories. One story that he always regrets was when he and his team were attending to a house fire of an elderly couple. The team didn't get there in time, and the elderly woman inhaled a lot of smoke, which caused her health to deteriorate. My grandfather always blamed himself, and said that if they were a few minutes early, perhaps the outcome could have been different. Just as he was saying how he felt bad and that it was his fault, this giant cross appeared in the sky as we were driving through Table Rock. I remember that he broke down in tears. He viewed that experience as a higher power telling him that it wasn't his fault, and the fact it appeared at the sad part of the story makes us think that something was sending him a message. He said that he's never forgotten that experience, and says that it was one of the greatest things he ever witnessed. He no longer feels bad about the story and understands that some things are out of his control. End quote. Interestingly, this isn't the first time that a strange object in the shape of a cross has been witnessed.
No, it's not. But I want you to hear something real quick here. I think it was right here.
Interestingly, just recently, something was seen above Ada County in Table Rock, Idaho. The photograph was taken by the Boise Police Department, who then uploaded it to social media. The photograph was taken by the Boise Police Department, who then uploaded it to social media. The photograph was taken by the Boise Police Department, who then uploaded it to social media.
So, this picture was taken by the Boise Police Department by the dash cam of one of their squad cars, okay? That dash cam video is secured. It's admissible as evidence in a court of law, okay? So they could show this to a judge, and what's the judge gonna say? Guess what we caught on our cameras today, Judge? Yeah, it wasn't some dude robbing a liquor store or anything like that. We captured this. Just recently, okay? This is our latest sign, you guys. Now, I'm going to close out with this, I believe. Yes. Now, this event took place on Easter of 2020. What's up with my volume?
Right now, actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images, and that this event, you know, is taking place here because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now, I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now, this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compress them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And
Okay? You have to zoom out to see these. The clouds in your skies are so big and in your face, you can't see the giant faces that are watching you all. You can't see the apocalyptic scenes that are playing out in the clouds. This is embarrassing, but my personal life is being displayed in the clouds. all kinds of embarrassing moments and other moments of my life, good and bad. But all this stuff is about 10 dimensions back from your perspective. That's why you can't see it. It's so close and in your face, you can't see it. It's not until you zoom back out of a picture, like you put a picture up on your screen and then take about 10 steps back in your room and look at the screen again, and you'll see it. It's 10 dimensions back. Do you understand what I'm saying? These images, this is not HARP doing this. This is God doing this.
You're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here with his crown hovering over his head, turning into that weird little lion face or whatever right there. Okay? And this happened back around Easter of
On Easter of 2020. Okay, you guys? How
2020.
significant is that? We were told in the Bible, you will see this, you will see that. When you see this and that happening, look up, you will see him coming in the clouds with power and great glory. Freeze frame
around
it.
Easter when I captured what appears to be okay, and
All right. There he is. You can see his hair flowing back. Here's the crown, signifying power and great glory. During this event, while I was taking these pictures, there was a warm wind that kicked up, and all the birds went nuts. They went crazy. They weren't even singing songs. They were just chirping the craziest stuff for an hour long while this event unfolded. Okay, you guys? This is a miracle, all right? This is an answer out of the Bible. Okay, it tells you when you see these things, look up, you will see me coming in the clouds with power and great glory. Well, here it is. You see me coming in the clouds with power and great glory. Okay? This happened on Easter. You guys should rejoice. This is good news for the believer. Everybody else is going to have a surprise coming, aren't they? Yeah, they think it's just going to be earthquakes and fires and floods. They don't know that the spiritual realm is going to be unleashed. And I hope a lot of you guys are starting to believe right about now, because that would be your best thing you could do. You don't need to prep. You don't need to go run and hide. Where are you going to hide? There is nowhere to hide. You need to face the facts. You had a good life, right? You lived a good life. Hopefully you did good things and you helped people out along the way. If you didn't, well, you just made the bed you're going to lay in. Okay? Right about now is time to start fixing some of those mistakes. You got about 3 days left. Okay? I think that's about it for tonight. Did I want to close with something? No. Oh yeah, I did. So how are we gonna do this? Oh, I remember. Yeah. You guys can go away. I'm just closing up shop here with a song and a little tune or a little video. Leo. You guys gotta go over and find out about Leo Morsalini or Morsali. He's got the funniest weird last name. But Leapfrog Studios, not Frog, or this is Frog Leap Studios, but he does covers of all kinds of different songs and stuff. Really talented artist. If you guys like music, he does all kinds of different music and he turns it into rock. Okay, so if you heard a song that you like and you want to hear the rock style version, he'll come over here and he does an awesome job. We Didn't Start the Fire. Boy, is that a good one. Rebel Yell. Boy, is that a good one. I mean, all of them. He does, one of my favorites is Bad Moon Rising. So classics he does. He makes old songs new again. And he makes all songs kick ass. So if you like music, come over here, check out Leo over here at Frog Leap Studios, and we're going to close out with one of his versions. And this is what I like to do over at his channel. Come on now, play games with me. I'm trying to get over to this, the little search bar on his channel. Because if you're looking for a certain song and you want to hear Leo kick ass at your song, you come and type in your song. And we're going to go with I'm Still Standing, because last time I was doing this, we had some major interference. Okay, and this is for educational purposes only. Minus their lame ads.
What if
Hope you guys enjoyed the show and these images and everything. It's time to have faith.
Never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. There's a cold, lonely night that shines from you. You're a wild of black to wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And you just think this one could never win. Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. Once I never could have hoped to win. You're starting down the road, leaving me again. The threats you made were meant to cut me down. If my love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. Love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next video, I'll be back.